listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and do best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always saying, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostag. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
All right, shout out to the fam for all things Pelicans. You're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. I'm Big Q on this episode of PPR. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all for joining us for this episode of PPR. The Pelicans, man, destroyed by the Suns, 121-98 in Phoenix, man. The Pelicans fall to 2-8, 1-6 on the road. The Suns go up 6-5, 5-1 in the road. Total disaster, a disaster of a game. Willie Green's press conference will be coming up momentarily. But shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all for being in this one, man. Another blowout, and we back at what we are been, and we'll see how things are going, man. Already anyway, so let's get into it, man. DC, are you there? How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm here. I'm doing exactly how I was doing the last show, Q. See, this is why I wasn't excited. This is why I ain't want to give them no credit. This is why I ain't want to get happy about no fucking moral victories. And this is why I called you out on your bullshit. Sound like Willie Green. Talking about, give them credit. They played hard.
No, I didn't. No.
Look, what happened tonight? Well, all that credit that ran out. We in fucking debt, man.
Hold on, bro. First of all, bro, the government has restarted. They passed the bill, so the government is back running again, which is weird.
Look, okay, we ain't switched over to cryptocurrency yet. We still using dollars and fiat currency. Okay?
So number one, you mentioned it.
We still getting loans and all that, and the credit ain't getting set.
Now, first of all, bro, I said about effort, DC. Tonight is a whole nother different kettle of fish altogether.
They got an F for the effort.
They got an F for effort tonight, bro. That's true. That's different than what we talked about in the previous matchup. Let's delineate between the two. All right. So anyway, listen, bro. Go ahead and dog on it, bro. You got the mic. You come up in here with your chest sticking out, talking mess. Go ahead and finish it up, bro. You got it.
Man, my chest always sticking out. They ain't never tucked in. But look. Another horrible effort by none other than Mr. Willie Green tonight. Wasn't Yves Missy returned from injury? And he logged 0 minutes. Isn't that a little peculiar?
No, it's not.
Thought that was a little odd, right? But
no, it's not. It's not.
Nonetheless, Willie slow to adjust Green. He did the same thing tonight, man. But the amazing thing about tonight is Devin Booker didn't drop 40 on us, Q. It was Grayson Allen.
Grayson freaking Allen, no.
Fucking Allen, man. It's clear, bro. These dudes, they give up. They give up, man. They don't want to play for him, bro. And he don't make it. He don't make it hard to give up on either, because he just does the same thing over and over and over. to no avail. The only bright spot we had, prior to halftime on the front court, which I didn't understand why Derek Queen got
Hold
9
on,
minutes.
DC. Hold on, just a second, DC. We're gonna finish your word. Hold your thought. You go, Willie.
right away.
We got punked.
And just a below our standard
Okay,
game.
the standard speech. No sound cue. What happened
To
to
the lead a
him?
little bit, but we got to stop waiting as a team to get punched and then start trying to fight. We got to start the game that way. Again, below our standard of where we want to be.
The zone kind of tripped him up a little bit there in the third quarter. What did you like from what you saw from that?
They were driving us. We couldn't control the dribble. So just trying to mix it up to break their rhythm offensively. I thought the zone helped us get a few stops, help us rebound a little bit and get out and run. But we have to be better starting on the defensive end. That's where it all starts. Our aggression on the defensive end, our communication on the defensive end. If we can't guard, then now you're relying on scoring the whole game, and that's going to be a difficult game for us.
It's basketball. We always relying on scoring the whole game, really.
At the end of the game,
Yeah.
what did you kind of say? I mean, Dylan Brooks is going to kind of try guys and see where he can go. Look, both of your rookies kind of stepping up. Even Peavy kind of was not backing out from some things. What did you see from those three?
Yeah, they did. And my message to the team was we got to do that to start the game. I'm good with if that's who we're going to be, but we have to make a decision that's going to be our identity to start the game. We can't wait and let teams get up 15, 20 points, and now we want to, show our toughness and show our ability to be aggressive. And so a good learning experience for us. We'll continue to go watch the tape, try to learn from it, but again, it's just below our standard.
Fears, look, you were about to put. I think it was Carlo was going to come into the game late. Presumably, I think Fears was going to come out. I think it looked like he kind of asked to stay in the game at that point. Was that what it was at?
Yeah, he wanted to play, and for our young guys, this is a great experience for them to try to go out. And my message to them was, win the quarter, win your minutes. Don't take this time for granted. And so he's continuously learning, continuously getting better. Again, these are learning experience for this young team.
And just going back to Eve, I know he was sick. Was that kind of why he
Yeah.
didn't want to throw him in there?
Yeah. He hadn't really had a practice yet. Still recovering from being sick, so we wanted to give him a little bit more time. All right, thanks.
All right, Willie Green. Basically, Willie Green spilled. DC, you wanted to hear what he got to say before you get into it, bro. Let's shout out Black Preacher Man. Black Preacher Man says, I can't understand that as sad as Coach Willie is, he got the nerve to be petty as if his leadership is not, right? His leadership is not the problem. Indeed, bro. Thank you, Black Preacher Man, for that much love, bro. Appreciate you.
Wasting my time now. Come on. Stop stalling.
That's the message that we sending to Gail Benson, man. Stop stalling, man. Get up off the tank and let that man get his comeuppance. Let Joe Dumas send him to the unemployment line. But DC, go ahead, bro. Thoughts on the comment as well as the presser.
Oh, the comment was spot on, man. Just a lack of accountability. If Willie was truly accountable, we would have heard from him for the last time tonight because he would have just resigned at the podium. But he ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? He just gonna keep on chugging along and giving us these recycled ass bullshit ass speeches. I just wanted to hear because I wanted to hear if he was gonna say we got punked. I wanted to see if he was gonna bring that same speech back, but he didn't really look all that disappointed by tonight. I guess maybe he expected to get his ass whooped. But I was just saying earlier before he started speaking, I couldn't understand why we didn't have a lot of Derek Queen minutes earlier in the first half, and Carlo played pretty damn well in the first half, and we come out after halftime, and Kevon Looney is there to start the game for some odd reason after providing nothing. So it's just, more of the same, man, more of the same. And at this point, you almost got to be a fool to expect anything different. So go ahead and present them team statistics and let's I guess chop up this debacle.
Yeah, and the debacle it is, DC, because and we talked about it prior to the broadcast, and I'm gonna kind of read a rumor report about the Pelicans' current situation, hopefully to bring a little clarity, if anything, but just mostly rumorville, as some of the top guys like Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver and decision makers are not present to be asked questions, which is very interesting. Anyway, the numbers 34 of 83, the Pelicans were 41% flat versus the Suns 39 of 78 for 50%. Pels with 10 for 32 from downtown for 31.3%. The Suns were 19 of 43, 40, or for over 44%. Pelicans went to the foul line 26 times, converted 20 of them for almost 77%. Suns were 24 of 31 for 77.4%. Rebounds 42-40 for the Suns. The assist game, Pelicans once again in a deficit in terms of assists in the ball, 29 assists by the Suns versus 18 by the Pelicans. We are already one of the worst, if not the worst, statistical team in terms of assists in the NBA. These steals were even at 12 apiece. Blocks 7-3 advantage Suns. You can see the turnovers. We had the nerve to turn the ball over 20 times this game, with conceding 29 points off of those. 18 by the Suns for 16 points off of turnovers. Fast break points, Pelicans did win 16-9, and they did win the points in the paint battle 48-32 to no avail. You look at the individual statistics for the Pels tonight and kind of scratch your head, with a lot of stuff. We talked about the rotations, all this kind of stuff. But once again, just not there. Trey Murphy in 33 minutes had 21 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double for Trey. He also had 4 assists. He was 6 of 14 from the field for 43% and 2 of 7 for downtown for 28.6%. He was 7-9 for the foul line for about 78% there. So Trey was the leader. 15 points apiece from Sadiq Bey and Jay Fears. 29 minutes for Sadiq, 15 points, 7 boards. In his stay, he was 43% from the field, 16 of 14, 2 of 6 from downtown. Jeremiah Fears in 31 minutes, 15 points, 3 steals, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist from him. He was 4 of 13 from the field for 31%, and 50% from downtown. He was 3 of 6, perfect from the foul line. Off the bench, 12 from Derek Queen in 25 minutes, 12.6 rebounds for him, an assist and 2 steals for Queen. He was 5 of 10 from the field, 0 for 1 from downtown, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Karlo Mekovic in 17 minutes had 11 points to go along with 2 rebounds, 2 assists in the block. He was 80% from the field and 1 of 2 from downtown, 50%, 2 for the foul line from him. Jose Alvarado got 23 minutes, 8 points from Jose, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals from Jose Alvarado. Peavy got in the game for 16 minutes, gave 4 points. And the board, Jordan Hawkins played 16 minutes and gave 1 point in the game. And he continues to struggle. Jordan Hawkins continues to struggle shooting the ball. He couldn't hit a field goal, 0 for 3 there, and he missed 2 3-point shots. He was 0 for 2 there, and all he assisted was a rebound. So Herb Jones in 29 minutes, he finished with 7 points and 4 assists with 2 boards. Not effective offensively, and pretty much that was the makings of what the Pelicans done. Kevon Looney, to throw him in there, not much of anything offensive, 16 minutes, 2 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists in his time frame there, not much really shaking from him. Eves was there, but not allowed to be played by Willie Green. And, of course, the top guy DC mentioned was Grayson Allen. In 28 minutes, Grayson Allen had 42 points. On the Pelicans, he was 10 of 15 from downtown. The man had 15 shots, and a lot of the 3-point shots that we seen the Phoenix Suns get up on the Pelicans were uncontested. All right, DC, the floor is yours, bro. All right, DC, you there? Floor is yours, bro.
Can you hear me?
You know.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, as you can see tonight, I mean, what can you be encouraged about, really? I'm trying to look for a bright spot, but there ain't really nothing to see. The Pels, they score under 100 points, right? They lose the third quarter only by 1 point, right? You want to be positive about that? They had a 19-point second quarter, which is crazy. You allow Grayson Allen to get a career high, and then shit, Trey is the only person that got 20 points. So he did that on pretty efficiency. You know, man, this one of them you just kind of just go ahead and move on, man. Like I really can't dig anything too positive out of this. And we already know all the negatives. But looking at the starting lineup of Jeremiah Ferris, Sadiq, Trey, Herb, and Looney, like there ain't really much to expect. I definitely would. You got to move one of these guys out of starting lineup. By Wednesday, Willie Green's gonna have to do something and shake something up if he actually wants to win a game. Which, like you said, Q, if we're looking at the next 5-game stretch or so, we see what the Pels got. I don't know when the next game gonna happen that we can win one. Let's see. What's the next 5 we got? So we got
Portland's up next. Portland
Los
is up
Angeles.
next.
I want to see the next 5. You got Portland, you got the Lakers, you got Golden State, Oklahoma. Oh my God! Like
I don't see why you.
how could he
I don't see why.
possibly make it to Thanksgiving?
I'm saying that's why I'm saying I don't see why you looking that far ahead. I mean, they're not going to win any of these games. Not that I
I
think. I
even
mean,
think they're gonna beat Portland.
I mean, the easiest game you would say if there's such a thing would be at Dallas, and then they got Atlanta and Chicago, Memphis. Chicago's playing well. Memphis is having some stuff going on. And then they go back to Golden State and Los Angeles, and there's 2 Minnesotas, and that's in the December. So no, if it's just this string of games, and logically, I can't say what Gail Benson is what the Pelicans are going to do because it's too things going on there. We know that the discussion to deal with Willie Green was brought by Joe Dumars and his general manager, because Troy Weaver, by all intents and purposes, is the general manager. So you have those guys. They're not guys that are supporters of Willie Green. They tolerate him because the owner is there. She is the lone component to why he's here. There are players that don't want Willie Green here. Obviously, administration is listening to the team. Certain people don't want to play because Willie Green is there. So it's the owner. She is meddling in a way that is ridiculous. And soon as we can kind of cut off the cancer, so to speak, we can start building wins and get this team together. But it is a process that I just don't get what this woman is trying to do. I'm sorry. I don't know what she's trying to do. It makes no sense to me why she's meddling in the situation. The team is underperforming and she is in a way trying to pretend like she know what she's doing, and she don't know what she's doing. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but there is some rumors. We'll talk about that. But go ahead, DC. Go ahead and look at your stretch of games, bro.
I think she can't be well, man. So something's going on.
Oh, she well enough to cash checks and pay for shit, bro. She's perfectly healthy. She just doesn't know.
The Saints and Dennis Allen, right? Like, why do you keep going down the same road? You made the same mistake keeping Alvin Gentry, and you could say like you made the same mistake firing Stan Van Gundy. So I don't know, maybe she think about, because we fired Stan Van Gundy and got Willie Green. I think it would have been a lot better off if they'd have just rolled out Stan Van Gundy's contract and got another coach. So it's like you've had these issues with coaches, and you just to continue to be this willingly stubborn, and you just put your team in a situation where they could pretty much just mess up the whole season, and it's impossible for them to contend for anything. Like they're about if they go on a 15-game losing streak, or let's see how many games we got until Thanksgiving, because that's the rumor that we pretty much stuck with Willie Green until Thanksgiving. So let's see how many games we got.
8 games.
8 and we could possibly lose every fucking one of them. So you're looking at a Pels team that would be 2-16 before you give them a chance to try to climb out that hole. Like it's crazy. But at some point, Zion would definitely be back. I'm guessing it's probably gonna be that Lakers game. They might be eyeballing to put him back out there. What we saw.
No, they're saying Portland. They're saying he's supposed to be back for the Portland game for Wednesday.
I don't think he come back Wednesday. I don't think so. Did anybody see Zion tonight? You saw Zion tonight on the sideline?
No, I didn't see him, bro. I was so checked out of this game. It's ridiculous. Did anybody in the chat? What's up, Bradley, Pearl, Remy, and Rosie? Y'all, did y'all see anybody, any of the family members see Zion on the sideline? Y'all chime in.
Yeah, they got him coming back November 12th, and then Jordan Poole.
Tech Blitz says, "Who cares about Zion? He'll be back for 2 games max. Then need a rest." People like, you know what, and that's the thing about people with the Zion stuff. I'm hearing all the little articles and stuff, but man, people are tired, man. They fatigued on the injury stuff and play a few games, hurt 2 games. People are real. What's up, Ross? People are really just fatigued on the Zion injury front because there were a lot of people really defending him, bro.
They saw him out there.
B-Mac, what's up, bro? B-Mac said he's seen him. Okay.
Slim South.
Jaden said he's seen him too.
Okay. He said Zion was bleamed out on the sideline in street clothes. All right, Slim South. But I get it. People sick of that. And he probably would be back 2 games max. He'll come back, he'll play, they win a game, and Willie Green's still there. He hurt again. He ain't lying. But that's what I want to see, Stacey. I want to see Zion and Queen play together. I want to see what that tandem looks like. But if we do strike lightning in a bottle with that, I guess you really don't want that to happen under Willie Green, right? Because whatever happens, and they actually find something, they're going to give his stupid ass credit for that. And we know it's not. So, man, it's almost like every time we get up here, especially this season, you're just waiting for them to pull the Band-Aid off, and they just refuse to do it. They keep getting in the tub with that funky ass Band-Aid and just keep trying to put it. It's damn near sliding off but they just don't want to pull that last little piece of
I think DC, I think it's like we said when the last year was over with, coming into the off season and now into the end season this year. We talked about the problem. We've been pinpointing the problem with the Pelicans, and we've been saying it was ownership and leadership at the top. Now that everything, because they've done process of elimination, we talked about that. They've done all the process of elimination. They've eliminated players that were problems. They eliminated coaches that were problems. They eliminated administrators that were problem, and they've totally refitted this team with administrators, players, all of that. Now that we see the main issue is the ownership, which we talked about. Now people are seeing it on Front Street. How do you expect real change to happen if you don't allow the people that's running the team to bring their own personnel? Because the only untouched aspects of the Pelicans team outside of the training staff is the coaching staff under Willie Green. Now, they did add one of their guys to the coaching staff, but Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver would love to get rid of Willie Green and bring in their establishment man. And we know it's Malone. But the problem is that the ownership is stupidly backing a coach who has lost the team several times. He's never gained them back. He lost them last year. He never gained them back. They got players who don't have a history of not playing for coaches that are upset with the guy, that don't like him. And what does he do to ingratiate himself to those players? He doesn't play them because they liked something on social media. So what's going on here is quite obvious. The players know it, and it's bad for morale. But this is the issue. Now you guys see the cancer is really the ownership. The cancer is the fact they don't have any vision. The cancer is they want to make money as opposed to doing it the right way. If you want to make money and you want a new arena, they so greedy and so stupid and so gorged with money that they don't understand that the way you get the arena, the way you get everything that you want is you have to put a team on the court that reflect the region's attitude, and do that and win that way. And if you win, you'll get the arena. The people will bless you with the money. They'll bless you with the arena that you want, so you can make more money. You cannot flim flam them with this type of product. Then the owner gets in the way, and she's not even qualified to do that. She's not even qualified. So it's an exercise of power because she likes the guy and she's getting in the way of the team winning. The problem is, like, they had to force a meeting where, okay, we'll give him some extra time. There was no need for him to have any extra time. What you're doing, you stupid woman, you. No disrespect to my sisters out there and all the ones that listen, but I'm talking about this idiot. This is the problem. You are destroying the season. You're wiping out this season. The team is going to be woefully underperform. They're going to be in the minus so far so that they're not going to be able to catch up. You're destroying the season and the prospects of the season by getting in the way. But this is what we have to deal with the faithful. So yes, the cancer is the ownership, in which we've been talking about for years. So yeah, it is what it is. But go ahead, DC.
Yeah, man. It's just the same thing over and over and over. You would think at some point they would just be able to look at their past mistakes, man, and correct them. But one thing at a slow ass time. Like it's just like everybody else is in the basketball future, and we stuck in our basketball past. But fortunately, I think we finally at the end of our rope. Once you get Willie Green out of here, I think the sky's the limit for this team, and things will turn around. But it's at this point, it's just, will it be too little, too late? You're running out of time. You can't keep sitting here and sitting through this dude and blowing off potential wins. What do you guys think the record would be coming out to start the season if the Pelicans had a competent coach? Not even a Hall of Fame level coach, just a competent coach, and it's not Willie Green. Me, myself, looking at them with their 2-8 right now, I would say they could be at least 5-5. At the very least, they could be 5-5 with just a competent coach, man. You got 3 show wins out there that you just left on the table with Willie Green as your coach. If the competent coach is a little bit better than expected, you're looking at possibly 6-4. You know what I'm saying? 7-3, 8-2, that's a little ambitious, but I think max would probably be 6-4, 7-3. You know what I'm saying? With another coach. And that's a whole different ball game than 2-8. The trajectory of the team, luckily, you can't say the season is just over. I mean, in the West, things are a little crazy right now. They're not. People aren't running away with the West like they normally are. If you don't count, OKC, you got the Spurs, obviously, Denver, and the Lakers. Everybody else, it's kind of manageable. We 2-8, but it's like we're only 4 games back. Like it ain't, you got Minnesota at 7-4. But everybody else just sitting at 6-5 and 4 wins and all of that. Memphis is going through it, but they still in the 10th spot right now. If it all was said and done today, they'd be in the play-in at 4-7. So before everybody catch their groove, man, and the West really takes off, because you got a couple of teams, it looks like you're going to be out of their stratosphere. If you're looking at the Lakers, San Antonio, Denver, OKC, we meddle around with this for another 4 or 5 games, our chance of even thinking about contending could be out the window, because who knows what the Rockets are going to do, Minnesota, or the Warriors, if all these teams start really going on winning streaks. Nobody ain't really hit no major winning streaks yet, other than the Thunder. They only got 1 loss, but we running out of time, man, to have something salvageable to be able to watch. I give it about 5 more games, man. After that point, after about 5 more games, if they haven't fired Willie Green, the season may truly be a total and utter complete disaster. The longer they hold on to him, the more likely it is that we probably have to blow everything up and just move forward with our young core. And then if that does happen, I have to ask myself, was that the plan to begin with? Are we purposely sabotaging the team?
No, I wouldn't say that, bro. I mean, I don't think it's a case of that at all. I just think it's a leadership
You
that
have
just
to know, keeping Willie Green, it almost guarantees you a loss if it comes down to coaching. So like you have to understand that.
I mean, but it's unlike in most teams. Like you have a Pelican team that
Yeah, I remember this.
wants to win, right? They say they want to win, but you have guys here that don't believe in the coach because the system doesn't work. Willie Green is not a good head coach, but he's protected by ownership, by the owner, and she doesn't know. She's just backing him because he's a nice guy, not because he's a good coach, which is 2 separate things. You could still give the man a job within the organization if you like him that much. But at least, let me just give him this job. Like, give him a job as a scout or put him somewhere else that he's not coaching the team if you like him that much. But having him stuck as the coach and the team is struggling under him and you can't understand that, I don't see how you can reach her. So the discussion was what we talked about here about Joe Dumars having internal discussions about a coaching change. The discussion was him talking to her to let her know we got to have some. We can't. Joe Dumars he's trying to win now. He's really trying. That's what these moves are. So it's not like a schizophrenic thing going. I guess it is, so to speak, to competing or separate interests. And Joe Dumars, like, I know I've studied this team. I know what we need. We need an attitude shift, and we need these type of players. We got this guy here, this guy here. We can make it work. We built some depth. We have Sadiq Bey. We got Poole. We got Giant. We got Queen. We got Fears. We got these guys. We just need to get them, and we got to have a strategy. Joe Dumars knows what he's looking at, but he's outranked in terms of power by her. So you have these 2 separate thought processes. Like he wants to win now, and she wants him to win with Willie until he can't. And he's like, well, listen, we don't want the season to be wasted away while the team struggles. We have an opportunity. We have a window to succeed. Okay, well, let's see how it looks around Thanksgiving. And ain't nothing a man could do if it's something like that going on. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing he can do because I done talked to the owner. I can't outrank the owner. I can't go over the owner's head and fire Willie Green. That will ultimately lead to my termination. He's a protected man in the organization because however she feels about him. But it doesn't make any sense to me because everything's supposed to be based on wins and losses, not because you like somebody. If you like the man, give him a job in the organization that don't have nothing to do with head coaching or coaching, period. So I can't really speak to this logically because it doesn't make any sense. And that's how I approach it logically. If it, I can't make sense out of non-logical BS, fam. I just can't do it. It makes no sense. And it should make sense to people that have a good mindset where it's a competitive, it's a pro league, man. Everything's based on wins and losses. The game did not change at all because she bought the team. So I mean, it makes no sense. But if this is indeed what's going on, bro, you just hope, when Borrego takes over, that the team falls behind him quickly and they understand the urgency they facing, because if they're healthy, they can make up some of these games. And perhaps, toward the back end, but they're going to have to be damn near perfect, dog, coming into December. And when the year change, they're gonna they're gonna have to be damn near perfect in games that they have coming up because of all of the BS that's going on right now to try to catch. But Joe wants to win right now, and it's a shame, bro. Uh, that she's doing this. This is a 100% Gail Benson move. This don't have nothing to do with Joe Dumas. I promise you, because he wants to win right now, and she don't want to get with Willie Green. She doesn't want to get rid of him. So I just think it's just totally unprofessional and totally foolish what's going on with this team. So it's just what it is, bro. Go ahead.
Man, who putting all these damn sixes in the chat? Man, get Jay Brown or whoever. Somebody get him up out of here, please. This is ridiculous. But
where the sharpshooters at, man? What my people? Are y'all slipping in y'all pimping, man?
Man, y'all let this dude do all this?
Where y'all at with the pistols, man? Y'all supposed to tag that dude, man. That dude's been supposed to get his ass
fired. 3-6 is heavy, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Y'all know that we don't tolerate people insulting the family members with slick shit. We don't tolerate people coming here spamming the chat. Y'all use y'all rifles and take that dude head off out of here, man. Don't let that dude spam up the chat, y'all. Where y'all at? Where you at? Where the sharpshooters at? Go ahead, DC.
But yeah, I feel you, brother. But I mean, this has been going on so long, Q. I can't help but wonder if it's just calculated incompetence. They're so incompetent, man, that it is just unfathomable.
What's up, Jay Black?
That there isn't a level of intention to them being like this, man. Like, you're gonna see when the final shoe drop. Like if something crazy happens out of this, the answer will provide itself. But I don't know. At least for me, I can't take it off the table, man, because it's just how long have we've been pretty much been saying fire Willie Green since after his second season, bro.
I know, bro. It's terrible. Shout out to Preacher Man. He says all because Willie's coaching for peanuts. Is it that, bro? I mean, it has to be, because that's all she cares about is the money. She did that, and she did the same thing with Elvin Gentry. So it is a pattern, Preacher Man. With the money, they don't like paying out the money. They try to feel like they can make the coach.
My thing is this: if you fire,
hold on, DC, just a second, DC. Let me go ahead and play the music for Black Preacher Man. Thank you for the super chat, bro.
Stay cool. Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on. Stop stalling.
Shout out to you, bro. Thank you, man. Go ahead, DC.
Man, I'm saying it can't be just about the money, because if you fire Willie Green and he's not here this year, you don't have to go out and get another coach. You can just promote from within. Yeah, it will be short one assistant coach, but they'll be all right. Like no money don't got to come out of pocket. You cannot get the coach till next year. It ain't like you got to sign Malone or next year, unless she's trying to hold on to Willie Green to see if he can have a winning season, so you can justify, so you can re-sign this clown. Like, you want to get another contract for peanuts? If that's the case, then okay, I get it. But losing him this year don't cost you no more money. I mean, you're gonna have to pay him whether he stay or whether he go, but your team can perform better. You can get more games if you get some games after the season over, playing games, playoff games. That's more money in your pocket. Higher ticket prices too. More people will show up if the team is actually good. More people will buy merchandise. I don't understand ownership that don't care about winning, because look at all the winning organizations. They all generate more money. Or don't you want more money? If you win, you get even more money. Like, I don't get it. It don't make sense, man. But some people, man. But I can't help but just scratch my brain and start looking at some of the conspiracy crazy talk about them moving the organization or whatever, because it's like, there's no reason for this team to have to be this bad. Absolutely no reason.
Yeah,
it's a clear separation between the Saints and the Pelicans. We can see, at least with the Saints, that they're actually trying and they do stupid stuff. But with the Pelicans, it's like, man, it's very simple fixes. And they just never do.
Yeah, Black Preacher Man, according to the research I got, bro, and they're sourcing this from a European website. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's saying Willie Green's salary as a head coach of the Pelicans in 2025 is approximately $6 million per year. This figure makes him one of the higher paid NBA coaches and reflects his role in managing the team. So this is what they're saying. They're saying, I don't know how accurate this is because I know at one time it was like 1.2 or something, 1.2 to 2 million. I've heard the $3 million figure. This figure right here, where they're saying is 6 million. I don't know if it's the $6 million, but but I know they did give him an extension. David Griffin gave him an extension before he left, and they're different things saying anywhere between $2 to $6 million. What I seen one is saying that he's making $3 to $5 million. So they're saying anything between there. What is So I don't exactly know per se exactly what he's making. It's just approximates, because a lot of information is not released. The Pelicans is one of several organizations that don't release how much they plan paying their head coach. They did that with Dennis Allen. That's a practice they do all the time to absolve themselves from criticism. If the team fails, then you would know what the coaches make. The Pelicans and the Saints organization leadership does that all the time. So that's basically what I seen. All right, Tech Bliss said I want to see Coach Carter talking like that to the Pels. Jay Black said Willie needs to be investigated. Gambling, throwing these games, or Willie and Gail got a little Junger fever going on. Oh my God! But I'll tell you one thing.
Jay Black.
Yeah, Willie is he got him a woman, man. So Willie better chill out if that's what he doing. Sean said the Saints or New Orleans, they have a far bigger.
He was working late, Q.
Say again. What said DC?
All he gotta say is he was working late.
Yes, right.
He technically not lying.
I guess, bro. I guess you was saying he what you call he going up the chain. I guess I don't know. I don't know how that'll work because she damn sure ain't get nobody, man. Gail keeping all that money to her own some, man. So anyway, man, listen.
She found Tom Benson pretty old. She said she'd be down. She let that happen to her.
Well, I mean, yeah, Tom Benson, man. Yeah,
he got him a young guy.
He got him. Yeah, she was younger than he is, and that's how it is. But listen, fam, the speculation involved. DC, we hit the Trailblazers stuff. I guess we can do the preview for the Trailblazers.
Let's get up out of here, man.
Yeah, do the Trailblazer preview. But just to put a little something on the family members to bring some sort of clarity on a situation that doesn't make any sense to anybody, is that this is the rumorville that's online and the speculation for the family members, and y'all do with this information as you will. But basically what it's saying is it's widely speculated that the New Orleans Pelicans front office will reevaluate Willie Green's future as a head coach around or after the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday, especially if the team's poor performance continues. Recent reports indicate that Willie Green is on the hot seat following the team's rough start in 25-26 NBA season, which included the 0-6 record and several lopsided losses. You can conclude tonight. The new front office, led by Joe Dumars, who did not hire Willie Green, is reportedly had held serious internal discussions about a coaching change. And the internal discussions is they talking to Gail. Now, that's the only reason why he's still here. Now, while the exact timing of any potential decision is not officially confirmed, some reports from late October suggested a reevaluation could happen after the team's 3-game road trip, which we already passed, which concluded around November the 6th. The current speculation among analysts is that his job could be in jeopardy before the end of November if the team doesn't improve significantly. In short, there's a strong possibility that a definitive decision on Willie Green's coaching future will be made around the Thanksgiving timeframe. This is what I got for y'all. Just the right now, speculation, the rumorville reports and the speculation currently, as of right now, on Willie Green. So that's where we are. But DC, the floor is yours, bro. Let's talk about the Portland. Portland has coming off 2 losses, bro. The Pelicans on 2 losses too. What do you think about this matchup? Scoot's supposed to be coming back for the 12th, by the way.
Portland, yeah, they lost in the last seconds, I think, to the Magic, man. Desmond Bain hit a game winner on them. And they lost a tight match. Looked like a possible overtime match against the Heat. No, it wasn't overtime. They just was scoring a lot of damn points. But Portland, they didn't came out. They didn't got rid of Chauncey Billups' little point shaving ass, and they've been balling, man. You know, they got Tiago Splitter over there. And
Yeah, I remember Tiago.
yeah, he didn't caught a wave with him. And he's, I guess, one of the last people that have been on my bingo card for being a coach. But
For real, dog. For real.
but it's working for him. And I could chalk that Magic loss up, you know, because that it's just a last second buzzer beater, and they were in the slump too. Magic ain't been playing all that well, but they 5-5 on the year, man. This team made to be played with, and not only that, for some odd reason, Portland always just seems to have our number.
I know. Yeah.
Denny Avdija, oh my God, dude's averaging 25 points a game. You know,
Yeah, he's arrived.
Triple-double threat. You know what I'm saying? You got Donovan Clingan, who's gonna gobble up some boards for you and block monster in the paint. And you got your man Scoot Henderson coming back. And they also have Drew Holiday, who's been over there manning the point. You know, while he ain't there, he's averaging 8.2 assists a game. So you got Dame Lillard sure is on the Blazers. But Dame ain't coming back no time soon. But you got Scoot, like you said, is supposed to show up on the 12th to be able to play us. And that ain't nothing to sneeze at, man. Scoot was playing his ass off before he got hurt. And then looking at it now, it's like Scoot would have these good games, and then he would go into these slumps, and he's not really playing. It just was weird. And I'm like, damn, how much of Chauncey Billups was that? So Scoot might come out, and this dude might drop 30 on you. You know, they still got Jeremiah Grant over there. Let's look at their whole roster, Q. Because the Blazers, they got a lot of talent, man.
They do, bro. They're talented.
Denny Avdija, you know what I'm saying? You got Jeremiah Grant, Donovan Clingan. You got the Chinese center who everybody was hyping up in the summer league to Derek Queen put him in the blender. Yang Hassan, Scoot Henderson, Drew Holiday, Caleb Love, not sure who he is. Chris Murray. Yeah, he's pretty solid too.
Yes, the brother.
Go ahead. I'm gonna pause while you go ahead and say your shit. You got
18 points a game, bro. Ain't nothing to talk about on that. He handling business, though.
Okay. And then Robert Williams is still over there as well. And Matisse Thybulle. This is a nice collection of solid players. In a lot of ways, they kind of remind me of the Pelicans a little bit. Except they don't have like a Zion or exact superstar level player. If you want to count Dame Lillard, even though he's hurt. But they just have like really good players sprinkled all throughout the roster at various positions. And it'll take, as you can see, a smart strategic coach to be able to utilize this roster, man, and he can make something out of this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we win this game, Q. And as you can see, if Lex was here, she would say for gambling purposes only. The matchup indicator don't believe we gonna win this game either.
Indicator been pretty accurate this year, though.
Yeah, I mean, shit. They say we're gonna lose every game. We're gonna keep going with it till we start winning. But I'm not sure Zion returns on the 12th. I would be surprised, but if I'm not mistaken, you've been looking at these dates. It don't seem like anybody. Well,
actually,
he's returned on the exact date.
Right? Yeah, actually, DC they've been actually all right. They've actually been pretty been pretty reliable as of late. Because I remember when we were playing San Antonio, it said that Foxy was supposed to come back on the 8. We played him
I'm
on the
talking
7.
about for us.
Yeah, yes,
We held
yes,
to
yes.
a different standard. And, other teams, the people be like, they ain't coming back for 2 weeks, and we're gonna give it a go
No,
against
we
the Pelicans. They
no,
come back.
we actually been all right, but there's something else going on. Like we talked about Jordan Poole, the stuff that happened with Jordan Poole, the stuff that happened with Eves. It was illness and all this kind of stuff. And then Jordan Poole don't like Willie, and then all of a sudden he has an injury. Eves, did what he did online, and all of a sudden he has an illness. Zion, it's rumored that Zion is at odds with him too. So I mean, and all of a sudden he has a hamstring issue.
That's
So
got
it's
crazy, crazy locker room there, man. He's all
I,
types.
I, I, look how the fan base is. Look how the family base is. The fan base is toxic. They're up. It's an up and down weird feeling because people want to win, but they're capped in their excitement. Like how you are. You like, man, this is a talented team. We can do some damage in the West, but not with Willie Green there. The team is governed. It's like a governor on the truck that keeps you from going too fast. That's what Willie Green is, and he's dampening, the excitement of what the team could be because he doesn't have he doesn't have the structure, he doesn't have the knowledge, he doesn't have anything that the person needs to have to take the team to the next level. And it's just sad because they know, bro, like but they got to go through it. You see what I'm saying? They don't want Willie Green there. We know they don't, bro. I know Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole don't like him. I guarantee you Jordan Poole went to talk to Joe Dumars. I guarantee you Zion Williamson and Eves Messi is talking to Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver about their relationship with Willie Green. And this is a split right in the team, and the man just got here. And this is because of the ownership. The ownership is not on par with the people she hired to guide the team. She's in the way, and it's destroying everything. So, I agree with you. I think this will be more than likely. This is probably going to be another loss because Portland, number one, plays the Pelicans regardless. They play them well, whether they're here or there. They play them really well. They match up well with the Pelicans, and they have one of these situations where they got a bunch of hustlers on their team. They got guys that can score. Drew Holiday is there. He's gonna lock you up. Uh, Shadion Sharp gonna dunk on him. Klingon is down there doing his thing. So, it's gonna be interesting to say the least. And if they get scooped back, that's just over the top. So I don't know if the Pelicans can muster up enough to go at them, especially when some of their top guys missing. Zion's supposed to be coming back. Jordan Poole is still out. So, like I said, it's just a weird feeling that the entire Pale Nation is underneath, knowing that, hey man, this guy keeps getting protected, and guys like Malone got fired last year. Guys like Taylor Jenkins got fired last year, and this idiot is still here. So it's just a real weird feeling, bro. I mean, I'm sick of Willie Green being here. He knows he can have a 30-point blowout. He can have another 30-point blowout, and they'll still have him up there coaching. This is absolutely insane. So this is where we are, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never seen nothing like this before in all our years of covering this team. I've never seen anything like this. I've seen people made bad decisions on head coaches, but ultimately they got fired later on. But I've never seen something where an owner protects the head coach because she likes him, not because he wins, but because she likes him. And even though it's spoiling and destroying the team, I've never seen anything like this. This is a first for me. Never seen anything like this.
This is completely psychotic.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Willie Green apparently he must know how to do one thing right, bro, when it comes to his business. Because how else do you make sense of it, bro? It's
that boy putting that nose somewhere where it don't belong. Boy, you wrong for that, DC.
Man, what is it? It's either that or it's planned incompetence, bro. Like, what's going on?
I don't know what it is.
You think about it, maybe that's why Alvin Gentry was such a nice man.
Oh Lord.
That's not good. I'm starting to see a pattern here, Q. Willie made it a lot longer than Alvin Gentry, though.
Oh man,
Willie got 2 extra years on you. Gentry was about 3 years.
I don't know what it. Yeah, no, Gentry got 1 year.
No,
He
no,
got
no,
one.
about 3.
No, because you had to remember she fired Dale Demps after the Anthony Davis debacle and hired David Griffin. And Griffin came in and he was supposed to swing the deal that Demps had soured. Remember, Demps was supposed to get the deal with the Lakers that included with your boy Kyle Kuzma and I think Kuzma was supposed to be at the deal that he wanted to send for Anthony Davis, and that would have actually been a sweet deal for the Pelicans. That would have really
They had a
just
better deal than
it
the
was
one David Griffin had.
well. That's because that was the one that Magic Johnson offered Dale Demps, and Dale Demps was supposed to keep it under wraps because
He ain't
obvious reason.
want to tell
Yeah,
the team because they
because
wasn't
he
do it during the season.
right because he had this. This was and Dale Demps spoiled it and leaked it that Magic Johnson was trading these particular players, but it was actually a pretty decent trade for him to do. And this idiot didn't make it, then leaked the trade. And I remember Magic Johnson was so pissed about that. Years later, he went on First Take and he said Dale Demps leaked it because that's the reason why he left. He lost the team. People's, he lost the trust of players. He had to leave, and then later on, Rob Pelinka picked it up. And that's how Rob Pelinka got it. That's how Magic left because of that. It just destroyed the relationship he had with the players on the team because none of them knew they were subject to be traded. And then later on, when Griffin got it, all he did was do the Magic Johnson deal without Kyle Kuzma. It was no imagination involved whatsoever. This guy was just a talking bureaucrat. And he just fed you a bunch of BS for the 5 or 6 or 7 years or however long he was here, in which you can't really blame him from Griffin. For Gentry, because Gail Benson told him not to fire. She did the same thing. So 1 year he failed since she gets rid of he was allowed to get rid of Gentry, and then he hired Stan. Then 1 year Brandon Ingram runs Stan off because Ingram was against the point Zion thing, making Zion the man. So he runs Stan off, and then he hired Willie Green because he was cheap. That's the reality. That's how Willie Green became the head coach of the team. It's just the history of it. Because he was cheap. Remember, they had to pay off Elvin Gentry. They had your boy Stan for a multiple year contract. They had to break Stan off and settle with Stan, and then they had to hire a new coach to replace Stan. And then that's why they didn't want to spend out a lot of money to land a good coach. Remember, they wanted your boy DC. What's his name? They used to be the Brooklyn Nets head coach. They were wanting him, Jacques Vaughn. They was trying to get Jacques Vaughn as the head coach, and Jacques was talking to him and was interested until they told him, "Listen, okay, Jacques, we want you to be the coach, but you have to take on all these assistant coaches from the previous man." He said, "No, I ain't doing that. If I get this job, I'm picking my own people." And how we know that? Because like months later, when Jacques Vaughn left and they asked him what happened with the Pelicans, when he got on with the next team, he turned around and told them, "Man, the people wanted me to keep all the previous man's assistant coach." David Griffin wanted to build his coaching staff. Nobody's going to go for that. And Willie Green took the job. That's how you know Willie Green wasn't nothing. No coach would take a job under them circumstances unless one that knew that he would never get a head coaching job anywhere else. He took that deal. That's how he became the guy. And then later on, last year, David Griffin, who hired him, went to Gail to fire him. And she said, "No, we like Willie Green. We want to keep Willie." And then she began the wheels to get rid of him. And while he was still on the team, she hired Joe Dumars, then turned him loose. And that's how this Willie Green thing got going. So Willie became like a cancer to the team insofar as, he does his adjustments, his basketball acumen is not there. He's non-motivational, low IQ in terms of his basketball philosophy and explaining the game to people. He's just not there. And then he gets dull, he gets boring. He lost the team. He called them soft, even though he's softer than they are, because the team is representative of him. They're made in his image and likeness. He's the head coach. And he lost the team last year. He never regained them. And Gail Benson's been with him the whole time, win, lose, or loss. more losses than anything. But this is how it ended. This is where we've been. And as you can tell, that little breakdown from a historical standpoint, that's what's been the problem. It's been leadership, a lack thereof, stupid ownership, hiring the wrong people. And I can actually go back further than that, but it's always been management and leadership. It's not that hard. We've been saying to them for years, the easy way to win is go to winning organizations and get their assistants or guys that's underneath a guy. Go to San Antonio and get the assistant general manager. Go to OKC and get the assistant general manager. What you do, you go to Boston and get the assistant, whatever. You see what I'm saying? The assistant administrator to the man that's billing it. Go to Miami, where, whatever. However you go, wherever you go to organizations that year after year are competing and that are competitive and have a culture of winning. You go there and you hire from their administrators and allow them to bring that philosophy to you. These people kept doing the wrong stuff year after the year. That it's just not that hard. But look where we are now. But truth shows itself, and it's showing you that this is her. This is the ownership getting in the way of the team developing, and this is where we are. But DC, that's my last little spiel, though. I don't think they're going to win this game either, man. I really don't know what to think about this whole situation. It's just ridiculous to me. But we got a tough bunch of games that's coming up in Portland. Is the first of 5 at home. I want to say Portland, LA, Lakers, Golden State, OKC, and Denver ended up on November the 19th. So it could very well be, sheesh. The Pelicans are already on a 2-game losing streak?
Willie Green about to be in the blender for real. You might as well call this shit the slaughterhouse.
It's about to go down, bro, because they're 1-8 right now. Right. They're 2-8. They're 2-8 right now. They can very well lose all 5 of these games.
They ain't gonna be able to make it out of that, bro. They're gonna have people that fire Willie Green signs. They're gonna be boring them the whole 9, bro. You're not gonna be able to make it out of that. I don't know how it happens. That's if you actually got people in the building. Will the family continue to show up? You know what I'm saying? That'll speak loud as well. If they get on there, I'm sure one of these games got to be a primetime game because they're playing a lot of good teams.
Well, they did that slate of games, DC. That's a holiday slate of games.
The skeleton uniforms we're supposed to wear. What game is that? That's probably going to be a big deal.
Well, most of the holiday games do well in New Orleans. A lot of the people be out there, go to the games. And right now, it's really cheap to go and see the Pelicans play. Even the Lakers, the Golden State, OKC, Denver's, the tickets are really cheap right now. Like you can look right here. They got tickets. You can see the ticket prices right here on the side here of the game. For Portland, tickets as low as $10. For the Lakers, tickets as low as $40. For Golden State, Lakers tickets as low as $32. And for OKC and Denver, they got tickets as low as $14. The tickets are really cheap. Just beyond that, that's the nosebleeds, obviously. But the regular price, like I talked to you about the lower bowls on some of a game last week, that was actually one of the last home games. They were a lower bowl seat for like $200 for 4 tickets in the lower bowl. So right now the tickets are cheap because the team is losing so many games. And they're not going to spend. That's another caveat too, fam, on top of the stuff I just gave y'all, is the fact that it's also rumored that she's made the decision, and this is just not for the Pelicans, but for the Saints, who she owns too, is to be super conservative in terms of the money that they're spending out. Because David Griffin spent a lot of money hiring coaches and all this kind of stuff, and they're going to a more of a conservative approach under Joe Dumars and under Kellen Moore. So they're not going into doing all of the other spending and all this kind of stuff as they kind of still try to renegotiate the arena deal and try to get the upgrades in the arena, being that they can't get the new arena. They're trying to get the upgrades and try to figure out the way to get extra money so they can kind of update the suites and try to maximize as much money as they possibly can out of the Smoothie King Center. That's their number one priority right now. Dennis Lausch had that interview last week where when they were asking about how these teams are struggling, he immediately pivoted to the arena deals and the business that they were doing, because they see that as priority number one and getting the arenas deals done so they can make more money. They're interested in improving any kind of way they can the suites in the Smoothie King Center so they can max out on revenue. That's why they want the new building, because they can be able to kind of build those suites in there, and that's where the real money is, and that's what the NBA's been pushing on. So this is some of the philosophy of what these people are doing. They're not going to try to break the bank. They're trying to conserve now, which is really interesting. But that's just rumorville right there.
Yeah, but nonetheless, man. Let's see what the Pels do Wednesday, Big Q. We that much closer to finally getting this dude up out of here, because at this point, man, I think everybody patience got to be wearing thin. Can't take too much more of this shit, bro. I damn sure can't take another year of watching this with Willie Green, because we just gonna watch basically the whole Pelicans franchise implode if they decide to keep him, especially beyond Thanksgiving. But shit, beyond this week, man, things are looking bleak, bro. The Dairy Queen discovery high from that is definitely wearing off. As you see him be able to mismanage him as well as Jeremiah Fears, and just can't find any consistency or continuity with anything with this team, man. So dude got to go. So Blazers L, Pels probably won't win this one, or Friday against the Lakers. But you know what? We still going to be here to provide you with all your Pelicans takes and insights.
Indeed. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all for staying up late with us after a blowout loss. And that's just true dedication. The flock is real, man. The community represents. The faithful are real, man. We just, it's a shame that the team can't reflect the same energy that we give the team, man. It's just a shame, man. But look, shout out to you guys. Appreciate you, man. Y'all do us a service by smashing on the like button. Win, lose, or draw, the faithful is in the building, man, representing the Pelican Nation, even when they're getting dressed down and blow out by 20 and 30 points. We still here doing it, man. These are not fun streams, to be honest with you, but it makes it better, man, where we can be able to kind of have a place to blow off some steam, and the family members can kind of express themselves about what's really going on with the team. So we stand in solidarity. We won't compromise, man, and we want a winning organization. We want this team to do it the correct way. We want them to do the right stuff and fire people who are underperforming, who are not getting the job done, and let's get back to winning as soon as possible. Right now, as you see, I got the standings on screen. The Pelicans right now at 2-8, family. They're dead last in the Western Conference, man. They're dead last. They're underneath the Dallas Mavericks. And as you can see, the playing teams 1 through 10, you can see right there the playoffs, and the playing teams from 7 to 10, and then the 9 playoff teams. That's where the Pelicans stand right now at 2-8. Just ridiculous. 1-7 in conference division. They're 1-3, and it's just we got to turn it around. Minus 13 in the differential. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just low ball, bootleg, low base. Bullshit basketball, man, that we saying, and we deserve better, man. So with that being said, I'm out, man. Listen, appreciate you guys for chiming in on the show. Hit that like button, hit the sub button if your sub button's not lit up, fam. Like I said, been getting messages. A lot of people watch PPR, but you got to make sure you smash that sub button, man. Make sure your sub button is lit up for PPR, man. And also hit that little bell. There's a little bell there for the notifications for PPR updates, as well as PPR final and PPR previews, as well. You get all that stuff. Shout out to our supporters, man, in the chat, the Pelican faithful flock. Y'all can join the channel, man. Like so many of the great names that you see in the bottom of the scroller, these are the dedicated family members to PPR. And with that being said, shout out to you guys, and I'm gonna holler at you. And me and DC out. We're gonna holler at you on the next one. Peace. Go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network. For all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat. I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the whodatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the whodatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation. Stay in the NO, you stay in the know.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic, NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below.